Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Got my workout in this morning.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
In the steam room.
What motivated you to do
Man. What motivated me to stay inside the bed? What motivated me to do it.
Oh, man. Oh, there you go. I peep. I see it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Say
sir.
less. Say less.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, man, welcome to another episode of the Formula Podcast, where we talk about everything surrounding around business, the formula for success, for formula to, have the best business out here and really achieve the things that you want to do as an entrepreneur out here. So, yeah, welcome to the Formula Podcast. I'm RJD.
I'm Gary Loima, Esquire.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah, man, what we talking about today, bro?
Man, the topic of today is that fire and desire inside you. Motivation.
Motivation
is a word that we hear all the time. Especially like in social media, everybody's a motivational speaker, motivational videos, motivational books, all that stuff. Motivation. And really gonna break down what that is and what's our formula to motivation, or even staying motivated. Entrepreneurs, you keep going through problem after problem after problem. And the way I visualize it, I'm a former track athlete. I used to do the hurdles, and just as an entrepreneur, you're going through that race, hurdle after hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. You get tired, but what's motivating you? What's pushing you to get forward? You know what I'm saying? So that's just that drive, that energy that we about to dive into today. I want to talk about the importance of motivation, right? Because there's people who have the skills and the resources to do things, and they get into it, but they don't have the drive to finish it. Without that motivation, you're never going to get to where you need to go. And to quote a well-known philosopher by the name of Raul, he said, excuses make today easy and tomorrow harder, and discipline makes today harder and tomorrow easy. So that motivation, he was breaking down that motivation is a feeling, right? I feel motivated. I'm up, I'm going, but that feeling isn't sustainable. No feeling is sustainable. You're not gonna be happy forever. You're not gonna be sad forever. You're not gonna be angry forever. You're not gonna be motivated forever either. So it's about, keeping that discipline, that drive, that undefinedness inside of you to keep it popping. So let's really dive into this topic. So RJ, what motivates you to do what you do?
Oh man, motivation. Let's get it, man. So like for me, I say my main focus is very simple. And that's to breathe. Keep breathing, man. I try to tell myself to do that.
Yeah.
Stay focused on breathing. And then the second thing is, just keep breathing, stay alive, and stay out of jail.
Yeah.
My motivation comes from a dark place, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? Like at 18, I did time, right? So like 2 years or whatever. And I would say that was probably like one of the most eye-opening type of things. The experience was terrible. It just was probably, it just was motivation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And being in there kind of gave me the understanding of time, and that's my most valuable resource. A lot of people talk about time, but time is literally your most valuable resource. Yeah. So what I did was I used that time very like intentionally every single day. So like the motivation like was seeing what was happening. You feel me? Like when I was walking through, it was all my homeboys from high school. Like it was majority like black people. Like you would have like one out of like the whole dorm. Yeah. Was just like young folks like my age or a little older, whatever like that. So seeing that was like mentally, it was just like a dark type of thing. And going through that, I did a boot camp program to avoid going to like prison or anything like that. So in that boot camp program, the day of graduation, right? I was supposed to be graduating. I was like probably a year and 3 months in or something like that. And I was supposed to graduate.
Yeah.
And I didn't graduate because I got into a fight on the day of getting out of jail. This is my day to go home.
Oh man.
You feel me? My whole family came through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just that one moment of losing my cool, you know, I was provoked.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that setback allowed me to get another form of motivation, which came into I observed like what happened within that week. Within that week, I would say about half of the people that graduated, you know, 70%, like half, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
was back.
Oh wow.
70% of the people that graduated was back.
Damn. In a week.
In 1 week.
Dang.
Within a month.
Yeah.
Like 90%
Yeah.
of people was back.
Yeah.
So I had to do an extra 2-3 months. And that showed me a lot. And then like another thing that was like a big motivational thing that I still keep in my mind, keep focused on, is like, don't tell me what I can't do or can do. You know nothing about me. You know nothing about my will. You know nothing about my family. You know nothing about who I am. So I don't like those type of things. So like when I was graduating, when I finally was able to get out, my drill instructor, he looked at me, he was like, yo, you'll be back. You know what I mean? I see you got anger issues. You feel me? So you're going to be back. And I just looked him in his eyes and just shook my head. So it's been what was that? I came home, 2008? No, I came home 2005. So how many years that now? Like what? 10 years, 15 years. 2000. Oh, whoa, 18 years. 18 years.
Yeah.
So
ain't never seen them since.
Never seen them since. You know, so even though it was 18 years ago, man, like those time periods really make me know, like, stay focused, keep things simple. Yeah. Very simple. I keep things very simple. Just breathe, brother. Just step. Just do what you got to do. Set aside your time and do what you need to do. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And do it every day. Ain't no days off. You know, there's 0 days off. So my motivation comes from a dark place, from feeling of like being thrown away, being rejected. Yeah. Like that's where the motivation comes from. It's like, we gonna work, baby.
Hey, we gotta find this drill sergeant. We gotta find him. We gotta find him. Let him know what's up.
D.I. Jackson. I had a couple of drill instructors. I actually seen one of my drill instructors at an event I was covering.
Oh, cool.
Like last week with Renan. I was covering an event and I seen one of the drill instructors there, and I was like, hey, bro, that's my drill instructor. It's like, you think he'll remember you? Like, you go up and talk to him or whatever like that. And I ain't say nothing to him, man.
Oh man, yeah, they need to see that, you know, because they in a position to help transform lives, but at the same time, there's some people who don't believe in the people that they're trying to help transform. So they need to see that their negativity and where you down. You know what I'm saying? Like, flex the win.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's on your time if you want to do that, but I think that'd be tough if you like went up to them like, hey, look, what you put on me didn't work. You know, if anything, I want to go back and talk to some of these guys who are in my position to show them that what you talking about, it ain't working. I'm here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because that's you definitely beat the odds. You talking about 90% in a month or so came back?
In a month, 90% of the whole platoon came back, bro. Yeah. Literally 90%. Yeah. So that was wild. That was pretty crazy.
That's tough, man.
You know, but it was a blessing to be able to see that, witness that, and make a determination and make a decision and really sticking it through. Yeah. And that's kind of like, okay, that's what it is. That's what you said. Now I have to make a plan, and what am I gonna do? And I have to stay committed to this plan. Yeah. So like, kind of going from that, and I've seen that people kind of like went back. was like, man, I got my mama, bro.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my mom's like really like love me, you feel me?
Yeah.
So like real love too is a big motivation. You feel me? So like seeing that disappointment in her eyes. Feel me? It's a different vibe when you go down to visitation, you know, and you always try to put on the best look. You know, I used to always try to get the best blues and the best sneakers, and I always get my hair cut. You feel what I'm saying? And I walk up in that thing and just, you know, like I ain't got, like, you know, smiling and she's smiling.
Yeah.
You feel me? But that thing there, boy, that ain't the regular.
Yeah. Yeah.
That ain't the regular feeling, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's your mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you her baby boy.
Yeah.
And she can't help you.
Yeah.
She can't save you.
Yeah.
You in there with the wolves, man. You gotta take care of yourself at that time. And just seeing like she was caring and worried, and it's just like she was encouraging though, you know. But it's just that right there, like that's motivation because she got real love, bro. Like her, Pastor Hyatt, man, I got some real love. So that's stuff like that was like super. That's the foundation. That's what motivates me to this day. You know what I mean? What about you? What's motivating you? We get off some of this vibe, but I had to keep it 100 with you.
Yeah, that's 1,000.
You know what I mean?
I definitely love hearing that. And motivation for me, you know, as you're telling your story, I'm trying to find what pushes me, and just digging deep. My parents came to this country from Haiti. My dad came here in 1984, I want to say. 84, 83, 80s. And his whole thing was like where he was at. You know, he grew up under a dictator. Ain't no freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? He did tell me about somebody in his family who, like, quote unquote, disappeared. Like, you said something against the state. Like, you express an idea. They don't like that idea, you gone, type thing. Then my coup will just take you. But Haiti got to a space where, you know, they opened up and they're able to go get visas and things of that nature. My dad took advantage of that. And he made his way over here. And he wanted a better life for his family, you know, before I was born, before my sister was born. And he, you know, wanted to do those things. And always imparted on me, like, education. Always imparted on me hard work. And I seen that in him, the values of that. You know, that ain't one man to cross. You get a C on that report card, it's a different world up in the house, you know what I'm saying? But no, from that motivation is the opportunity to do better. You know, just understanding that my family, a lot of people in my family, people who raised me didn't have the opportunity that I had as a child, as adolescent, teenager, and even as an adult now. They just didn't have the opportunities, didn't have the options that I have. And that's very motivating, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm that agent of change, you know, and that came with its own pressures, to say the least. But that's some things I had to work off and shake off because I can only do what I can do. But just definitely is motivating to know that where my family comes from, my heritage, my history, as far as what my ancestors have done, you know, and to be in a position now to help people, you know. If you know Haiti, you know, we warriors, you know, first successful, I think only successful black slave revolt. And
had some Jamaicans in there.
You know, oh yeah, shout out to Bookman, you know what I'm saying? Those Jamaicans were helping out too. You know, we all brothers across the Caribbean Sea.
Yes, sir.
But with that being said too, we are warriors, and I feel that every day as far as I go fight for my clients, you know. And another motivation for me is change. You know, just growing up, seeing how some people are treated, seeing how things go. I know economics is a large part of how this whole country works, how this whole world works. And I mean, God knows what the future holds, but I can do what I can do for my community. I'm born and raised Broward County. I love South Florida, love my people, my island people, my Haitian people, Pan-Africanists around the world. I love people in general as well. Just people who always have a good vibe and just want to do good, but things get skewed when you don't have the economics. You could want to change the entire planet or want to do this, change it. If you don't have the economics, it's not going to work. So just helping people become more viable economically, you know what I'm saying, and seeing it, like helping somebody. I've been training for almost 5 years now, helping somebody in year 1, and now they're hiring people. That now impacts 3 different families, you know, giving them opportunities, and their business starts to grow and expand as well. Now you're impacting 10 families, 20 families, 100 families, You know what I'm saying? All because I'm helping keep those structures together. You know what I'm saying? Or even helping some deals go through. Some people don't even think about doing business in certain ways that I'm seeing, and I'm helping them, giving them perspective so they can grow economically as well. And that impacts everything around here. You know, how people move. We talk about all different issues that we have. Like, let's say there's no money in schools. Why there's no money in schools? For a million different reasons. But if you got somebody who has a business and they can contribute to that school, economically, that changed all the education.
Yes.
And a big thing for me too, black business is so big for me because we need politicians who have our interests so we can actually see changes. But we can't get the politicians that have our best interests. You're not donating to their campaign. You can't donate to their campaign if you ain't got the economics to get it right. You're going to have the economics to get it right if you don't run your own economic future. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of time I'm on. That's what motivates me because I see the change. I see the places where I'm adding to that change as well. And I just love to see it. You know, I just love to get that information, love to empower people, empower communities. And when people start to see that and understand that, the world becomes a better place. You know, so I'm just trying to contribute in that way.
Well. 100%, man. It's like the boy from the Bucks. He's like, yeah, that's motivation. You know, sometimes you gotta lose. Sometimes you gotta lose that championship. Sometimes you gotta, and like failures and loss, those was big motivations. But those like how you feel, like how I feel as far as like what you were just saying, bro, is like that's the core of it is curriculum. You know, acceptance. Like feeling accepted, feeling a part of. So those years of not feeling accepted, right? Or not being like, knowing like how to basically nurture me, you know what I mean? Give me motivation to provide some type of soil where you feel accepted. You know what I mean? You feel seen, you feel heard. You feel like you could dream. You feel supported. You feel what I'm saying? As a creative, you know what I mean? I feel like we're mutants. You feel what I'm saying? Like X-Men. You know what I mean? And it's like you're going all over the world, and you know you've got these different special talents, but providing a place where they could then cultivate those talents and you know rise to wherever they want to go to. You know what I mean? But it all starts with a curriculum. And developing a curriculum. So those are some of the things I developed when I was sitting. It's like I developed my own curriculum for me. I took myself as a test subject, like a guinea pig. I was like, I'm gonna follow this curriculum. And I developed that curriculum as we went on, and then I gave the curriculum to different people I worked with to see how it affects. But I got a really good curriculum now. I got even a curriculum that could fit into the school system, 12-week system, right? So I feel like the curriculum and those type of things and the opportunities of like being able to be accepted, like feel comfortable, be yourself and expand and you know, be creative. But when I'm thinking about those curriculums, those things, it's kind of going to those feelings of like, how did I feel growing up, and how can I then, how can I allow somebody to never feel like that? You know what I mean? So that's my goal. Like even with like a lot of times as creatives, a lot of times on the journeys, you're gonna have to be alone. So you got to learn how to be alone. A lot of people don't feel comfortable alone. They'll stay attached to a lot of different things, a lot of groups, even relationships. Because of the fear of being alone. But I learned how to be alone. You feel me? I learned how to develop a lot of things in those quiet spaces. Cause you're not really ever really alone. I don't want to make it like seem religious, but you got God. You got something talking to you. You got something that you got to spend that alone time with Him, and then you get some time to develop things. But a lot of people is afraid of the aloneness because being alone is you know, it's lonely.
Ain't no joke, man. Ain't no joke. And I definitely relate on that. Because when I started my firm, right out of law school, started my law firm, and people would tell me, don't do it. Reconsider. Read some literature on this plan. But just don't do it. And it was a lonely journey because like a lot of people weren't supporting that or so even supporting that idea. And family, friends, community, strangers, whatever. Just it just was no support. Like, man, forget, I'm gonna do it. Forget, I'm gonna do it. And just going through that process. Yeah, the people who support you. Yeah, I got some clients. I'm figuring some things out, making a couple pennies here and there, X, Y, and Z. But that process is lonely. You know what I'm saying? And that motivation, we just spoke about the motivation that we had to keep going. But that process, sometimes you lose motivation. There was days I did not feel motivated. There was days I had nothing to do. I had no clients. Phone was not ringing. I didn't know what to do. So what chimed in? Discipline, right? So I just started picking up different books, different resources, different articles, reading more case law, I was sharpening my saw, sharpening my sword on what it is that I do, and just being disciplined in that. Because I know if I'm going to grow, and when I have a big opportunity, I better be ready. I don't want to something come by and like, oh no, I gotta give this away, and I want to get a piece of it for referral. Okay, cool. But I want to be the person who do it so I can get more of those things, so I can show off what it is I know. So in those spaces where I might not have been motivated, I try to find things to stay disciplined to get better in my craft and sharpen my skills. You know what I'm saying? That takes a lot more discipline. And it was something you said, too. You talking about these different motivational factors and some things I'm reflecting on, I'm saying now, too. Motivation it has to be something of substance. Right? Because if you're just motivated by like a motivational video, a motivational book or whatever, it's hot for like a day, a week, maybe a month, whatever it is. When you talk about your mother's love, when you talk about, want to do better for yourself, when you talk about, even to an extent, proving people wrong, but not to prove them wrong, but mostly to prove yourself right.
Prove yourself right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, those things are substantive. When we talk about wanting to change how things float economically, when you talk about your heritage, when you talk about your family and those types of, I think those are things you can hang your hat on solid. Those things are way more motivational, and that will drive you to gain discipline. You talked about you drew out a plan for yourself. You gotta be disciplined on that plan and be consistent on that plan too. So motivation, it gotta be on something solid. Because if it ain't, you're gonna be hot for 2 seconds.
You're gonna fall off.
You're gonna fall all the way off. You know what I'm saying? And something I can attest to as well. Yeah.
And really though, like, I know, like, even when I told you about the 90% that came back, they had dudes that had kids.
Oh man.
And came back the same week. So what was the motivation?
Oh man.
What they had kids, they had something real, like I was just saying.
Yeah.
So what was their motivation? With the lack of discipline, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not having, like how you said, bro, you said, like, when you didn't have any clients, what you did? You spend your time reading books. You spend your time, like, sharpening your sword for when you are busy. You know how to perform, because the thing is, not having clients, not being on that journey alone was probably your best blessing, because you ain't got time to read no more. Like, at least not to study and read like how you used to. I don't have time to study and read how I was before. No. I barely have 30 minutes a day to do that. Oh, man. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, being able to put that time in then is going to help you now.
I never even thought about that. Like, something that's, wow. Something as small as, like, so I started off, I was doing a couple things. I was doing some consumer protection defense, like people who had, like, credit card debt, things of that nature, because I had a bankruptcy background. And I did a little criminal defense. I did a little personal injury. I was trying to get money through the door, man. Like, I know I do corporate law, but if you got some legal, please come to me. I need this bread through the loans. Sadly, me on my neck, help me out, But when I started to focus, things started to stabilize. I started to focus and advertise. I do corporate law only. You got some other stuff, I'm gonna send somebody else. I just want to focus on this part. And then doing more corporate stuff, more business oriented things, I came across the branding aspect of things. Like, okay, people need trademarks. How I do trademarks? I used to sit down like maybe 3 to 4 hours a night for maybe a couple weeks doing trademarks, like working as far as studying, learning how to do it, different law behind it, how to really craft it out. In addition to that, I would do like mock trademarks, right? So I would like draw something up, like from my head. I'm not an artist by any means, but just draw something up, do a search from it, try to figure out what legal issues come from it, and just pretend like I'm about to file it, right? And then it came. I started advertising, and it came. Somebody said, hey, I need a trademark done. And I had a classmate call me like, Gary, when did you start doing trademarks? I said, well, I started like 2 months ago or so. And it's like, did you take that class in law school? I ain't take no intellectual property class in law school. It's like, how did you learn how to do that? I picked it up. I just picked it up. And it's that what drove me to do that is that motivation. I know I want to give more better services. I know I want to give better services because I want to grow my firm. I want to grow my firm because of boom, boom. And this keeps going and going and going. But it's a discipline, investing back into yourself that's going to continue to push. Because if you fall into, I see the other way where it could have went. Where like, okay, I don't have any clients, it's not working. I need to stop. Let me go work at this firm. Let me go pick up this job here or do this or whatever. I need versus going back into myself and picking myself up. You know what I'm saying? It could have went that whole other way. But once you had that solid motivation, something of substance you can hang out your hat on, that's going to push you to do whatever's necessary to get to where you need to get to. And then when that opportunity comes, you're ready for it. Yeah. You crush it and knock it out the park.
Yeah. I could say another motivation. What if? Oof. You know, imagination. Like who I am today was imagination. I would never ever imagine. I would have never imagined I became who I am right now, bro. Yeah. I was never told, like, bro, like everything was looking totally different. And it's like, okay, I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit to doing, earning money legitimately. Yeah. Whether I'm working or whatever the case may be. So another motivation is like a what if, like, okay, if I put in this work, what if like it's an imagination, you gotta understand? It's like everything is like fully brand new. You know what I mean? It's like I'm on my Peter Pan, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm on my Peter Pan, bro. Yeah. It's like literally a full on imagination. It's like what if I just keep grinding and I stay alive long enough, like I stay. It's a reality of being a black man in the world. You understand me? Yeah. You know what I mean? If I stay alive long enough, I stay out of jail long enough, I motivate myself long enough, I help enough people long enough. What happens then? Yeah. Like what happens? Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like what happens after that? Yeah. And it's like, okay, it worked out pretty good. So it's like, damn, this is what it looks like. Sure. So now it's like, I hit this mark. Now it's like another what if. Now let's dream even bigger. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like making a dream for yourself, making an ideal. Who do I want to be? What does it look like? How would I dress? So now it's like, okay, another motivation is like, now I could dream bigger. Yeah. What kind of cologne? Yeah. Am I gonna wear? What am I smell like? Yeah. You know what I mean? I need to go get that cologne right now. Yeah, so every day I wake up, I want to smell like that person I want to be 10 years from now. Like, let's get it. That's a big motivation for me. Is like the dream, the what if. Like, like I have no clue, but I know I got the discipline. Yeah. Right? And I'm gonna stick to the script. Yeah. I'm gonna just stick to the script. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's relatable to you or how you think about that. That's relatable. And I know that's relatable to a lot of the viewers out there, the entrepreneurs and dreamers and business owners and so on and so forth. Because we all dreamers. You have to dream. Whatever business you have that you created, it has to start in your imagination. You know, and within that imagination, you had to bring it into the physical world. And to do that, you had to be motivated. You got to be motivated. And you got to find things to continue to motivate you on that way. Because, we have the discipline. We have the consistency. But sometimes you need to fall back on that motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be doing things over and it get boring to you until you get motivated again. So you find more motivation. It's the cologne. It's not just I need to smell good. I need to smell like I'm going to, like we said, I'm going to smell like I'm going to smell 10 years from now. So, and it brings it closer. It brings everything else closer. And you need that to keep going. And part of that motivation, too, I'm just thinking now, too, is like faith. You got to have faith that things are actually going to work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I would say just as a testament to myself, like, you talk to anybody, I was locked in. 2019, never forget, I was like locked in. And like 2019, I'll never forget, I handed out over 1,500 business cards. 1,500, that's like 3 cards a day on average. And I wasn't doing it every day.
I was everywhere I went, y'all were gonna get these cards. You know what I'm saying? I was just gonna start off like, hey, here, take my card. I'm gonna start a conversation. I'm gonna try to get to where I need to get to and talk about things X, Y, and Z. Before you leave, you're gonna get my card. And I was handing those things out. And to this day, I get people who say, yeah, I got your card some years ago. You know what I'm saying? And they have it. But I was just so motivated to do that. I was always on top of everything, reading X, Y, and Z. But doing that consistently over and over again, one thing that punched me in the face was the pandemic. Right, so it is a lonely journey, quote unquote. But when you were actually isolated, you know what I'm saying, in the pandemic, quarantine time, and my whole thing is business. And then the government said all businesses shut down. I said, well, my clients weren't calling me, I won't call them. Like, what are we gonna talk about? ain't no business until I learned how to pivot. I pivoted, adapted something, and 2020 became a successful year. So that was a hard 2 months, but the rest of the year was lit. Found a way to make it happen. But even after that, you know, it took a lot of energy to get to 2020, to get to 2021, and I started to feel less and less motivated. You know, I think I started to get to like a plateau in my motivation. My business continued to grow. I just kind of felt like I was going through the motions. You know, so it's just like you got to find things to motivate you. So I can be consistent. I can be the discipline. If I'm not motivated, then that consistency and discipline falls off. You know, because I still need that spark, that energy. Yeah. You know, so we gotta continue to find that. I'm trying to think as far as motivation wise.
I mean, you got to be realistic, right? So you remember what I told you when I had a couple key motivations when I came home.
Yeah.
Right. So with that, it's like you got to understand a couple of things. And this is what I learned when I was sitting down and when I was, you know, when I was away for a little bit on vacation.
Yeah.
Like the thing you got to really, really be very, in order to stay out here, if you want to stay out here and stay productive and just and live and eat all the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
Right. Jay-Z actually said it in a rap, and he's like, he was speaking on the circle of success. You know, he's like, you know, everyone is up. So if one person fall off, you know, I could be his crutch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it's like, it's a circle of success. So the formula for me to be able to, because I have a certain level of discipline and will, but you have to have key circle of success. You have to have key people around you. Thanks. So when your motivation is down, you could keep going. You could be around certain type of energy, and you have to be intentional about that. So whether it's seeking out mentors or seeking out certain groups or being a part of certain networking groups, just to be around people that's thinking up, not talking about, you know, people, you know what I mean? But they're talking about ideas. You know, they're talking about things that they're doing. They're talking about future plans. You know what I mean? They're not just like, oh, you seen what NBA YoungBoy did? You know what I mean? Yeah. That's small talk. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. It's cool for small. It's a space for small talk. Yeah. But for the formula is how you spend your time. You know what I mean? How you spend your time by yourself and who you spend your time with. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, who you spend your time with? Where you gonna be at? Where you gonna hang out? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's like really the sauce, like making sure, like that's why I was very intentional about, like, all of my friends when I came home, I was like, well, I'm not gonna be doing none of this stuff, so now I gotta go find me some new friends. I signed up for Atlantic Tech, and I was going there for I was gonna be an IT guy. Bro, that was a whole entire different environment. Oh wow. I'm talking about real. I'm a nerd too, but I mean like real. Yeah. Like computer nerds. Like it's a different type of. Yeah. They got different jokes. It's a different vibe. It's a different vibe. You breaking down computers. You putting stuff in there. This is my first experience even doing none of this stuff. But even though it was my first experience, I let me switch my environment. Be intentional about finding new people. Be open-minded, not so judgmental. Like, oh, he's a lame. Or, nah, what makes him a lame? Because he wear Vans and he wear Jordans? That don't mean nothing. Yeah. That's no value in that. Yeah. But what do he do? Like, how do he carry himself? How do he treat his friends? You feel what I'm saying? Like, all right, he's a little different.
Yeah.
But let me stop being so judgmental. I need to build my circle of success.
Nice.
And I need to be intentional about it. You feel what I'm saying? So like, first I'm being intentional about how I spend my time, and then I'm being intentional on who I spend my time with.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna keep you on the long run of things. You feel what I'm saying? That's what's gonna keep you, 16 years later, 18 years later, to still be out here, never, you know what I mean? Still be out here doing your thing.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like it's like really having that circle of success, people that's gonna be even more motivated than you.
Yeah. That's facts. And then the times I feel more motivated, like the last event I went to, it was this yacht situation. Had all these black professionals on there, and the dude who owns the yacht, he started his own tequila brand. He's a real estate developer, all these different things, and he was talking about where he came from, and I'm like, well, dang, so he really got it out the mud and did his thing, and everybody on that ship, Black Excellence ship. It's a yacht. My bad. It's a yacht. It's a black. It was amazing. It was amazing, and my soul really felt at ease with everything because we speak in the same language. And I think you definitely hit it on the head. Like being in that isolation, I couldn't have that bounce. I couldn't bounce off ideas off of nobody because nobody was there to bounce it off. But when you give that and people are giving that back too, you just see so many things from different perspectives. It does uplift you a whole lot of times. And one thing I'm trying to curate and cultivate now too is when I started my firm and doing these different things, I kept finding myself over and over and over again being the youngest person in the room. And that used to bother me so much because, like you said, like you with these IT guys, their jokes are different. I'm with these old folks, their whole thing is different, bro. Like, oh, we can't hang out this weekend. I got to see the I said grandkids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I don't even got kids. You know what I'm saying? What y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got to do this, so I'm doing that. I'm doing let's go over here for a weekend. I said, I can't just, drop 50 bands and go like, y'all got money. I ain't there yet. But at the same time, it's about finding people in the same age demographic too, in the same language as you too. But that I think is difficult because entrepreneur, you're a dreamer, and most of the time dreamers are alone. I could even quote like the Bible, like Joseph. His dad gave him a nice coat, and then he told his brothers a dream. What did they sold him? They sold him. Their own brother they sold him because he had a dream. You know what I'm saying? And Daniel threw him in the lion's pit over some dreams. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's hard to find people who dream just like you, but in today's world, social media, different things, we got to reach out. We got to cultivate our own environments. We got to do that so we can stay motivated, stay consistent, stay disciplined with everything because we can't just generate that in ourselves all the time. You know what I'm saying? I think I was relying on myself 1,000% for that. 1,000%. I was going to motivate myself. I was going to be consistent with myself. I was going to be disciplined for myself. And when that ran out,
burnout, right?
I burnt, boy, like a comet hitting the earth. Boy, I burnt out, man. And
how was burnout for you? What was that emotion?
Was terrible. It's like it's in conjunction with like depression. Like it's just like, dang, I feel like I found myself going through the motions. I was still getting work done and all different things, but like that fire, that passion that people just feel off of, they weren't feeling that from me. You know what I'm saying? Like people close to me, like, you okay, bro? Type of thing. I'm like, I'm good. I'm thinking I'm good because I'm going through my work. I'm doing my own thing, X, Y, and Z. But that fire that I have now, you know what I'm saying? That's what's been inside me. I wouldn't say it got extinguished, but it got dimmed. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely need other people around you to continue to.
How you got out of that burnout, man? What do you remember? What transpired to even get you kind of? I got a shout out to the most important person in my life, my fiance. She be seeing things, you know what I'm saying, and she called it out. She's like, what's up? So that got me back movement. So back running, back working out, back praying, back reading my books, back on top of the things that I used to do. You know what I'm saying? Not just going through the whole wake up in the morning, clients, call, court, suit. It's wild. I could be in trial. I'm just going through the motions, man. Like trial, people be going crazy, people throwing up. I seen people throw up before trial and after trial. I seen people entirely quit law all itself because they went to a trial, even if they won or lost. It was just too much. It was too much stress. Wow.
And I'm just here going like, man, whatever, objection. But this is, it ain't nothing. Like, what's going on? And going through those motions, but then like you lose yourself in that. You know what I'm saying? You don't get back to who you are. You gotta make intentional time. You gotta carve out, okay, I'm waking up at this time for the next 2 hours. This is my time. Well before the day starts, this is my time. I can run, I can do this, I can work out, I can read, I can pour back into myself to be motivated for the day. You know what I'm saying? In addition to that, again, communities. Going back, reaching back into my communities of entrepreneurs, in my communities of attorneys, in my communities of change agents and whoever else I connect with, just to get that motivation again, that circle of success that we talk about. Reach back into the chats that I developed and cultivated, and those things help a whole lot more, and that helps build back that desire to continue to go forward, get back on the discipline, consistency, and motivate, stay motivated.
Nah, 100%, man. And even like, cause I remember burnout, bro. I went through a burnout, and the thing is that I still was having a job and doing photography after work and things like that. And I had, cause I have a system in place to stay out here, exercising, reading. Like I had my my same system that I was doing when I was on vacation. To make the time pleasing, I used to work out and read a lot, bro. Yeah. All I used to do was work out and read. Yeah. And that gave me a sense of peace. That made me feel like I was free. That made me feel like on top of the world. Like my imagination was going like super crazy because of that. So even in the world, I kept to that same system, but I still got burnt out because I was working in the work environment. You can't tell your dreams, like how you said about Joseph. They was thrashing my dreams. So I'm like, all right, I ain't talking about my dreams no more. I'm about to show some action. Yeah. But something happened as far as something happened or whatever, and it just threw me all the way off. And like, bro, like I usually even when I was working, man, I always like this, I always have my haircuts, I always have my nice, my work uniforms, you feel me? My different shoes, because I was working in the hospital, so working in the hospital, you gotta have comfortable shoes. That's number one. Number one. Yeah. So I used to always have like 5 shoes that I could switch up, because you can't wear the same shoes in the hospital because you're standing on your feet all the time. You wear that same shoes in the hospital, you're gonna be out of there. So you gotta constantly like switch comfortable shoes. If you want to find comfortable shoes, look at the doctors, at the nurses. They're gonna have the right brands for comfortable shoes, bruh. Yeah. So like, I remember like I fell off, bruh, and I didn't even realize. I stopped wearing, stopped tucking in my shirt, stopped, coming in with the same bravado, like just vibing, you know what I mean? I was, like the weed ain't gonna help you. You think it is because you numbing the pain.
Escape.
You know what I mean? Yeah. The liquor ain't gonna help. You think it is because it's numbing the pain, but it's not. Yeah. You feel me? So what you gotta do? I went back to the original plan. The original plan is movement. The original plan is staying disciplined to the workout. Yeah. The movement, the working out, the praying, and the reading. Like those are the original things that I did to stay focused, to maintain my my mental health while in the worst predicament, right? My bad. So it's like movement, prayer, reading. It's like, okay, I had to get back to that. And then like one of my OGs, this how I got out of it. Like I was going to work and I was chilling or whatever like that, and on my lunch break I'm eating my little dinner and stuff like that. He's like, oh, why going, yo? Derek Fife, you feel me? He's like, yo, you ain't looking like yourself, man. You ain't been on your slang. Like, what you mean? Yeah. I'm that dude. Yeah. Like, nah, bro. Like, you falling off, man. Like, look at your clothes. It ain't even iron. Your shirt ain't even iron like how you usually do it. Look at your pants. Like, you ain't tucked in. Like you ain't as sharp as you've been looking. And plus, I could tell that Jamaicans always, either when you're dealing with a Jamaican, either you're losing weight or you're fat.
Ain't no
man, you get big. Man, you get maga. Y'all eat. You know what I mean? Like, you eating? Like, you skinny. Like, maga, you're skinny, dog. Yeah. And it's like, yo, All right, cool. Like me, I like to listen. I listen to my mentors. I listen to the elders. You know what I mean? Even if I don't really agree like that, sometimes I just depends on what they saying though. You feel me? Like sometimes you can't listen. Honestly, I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna lie to you. But a lot of times I take in consideration. He's like, yo, he said straight up like this. He's like, yo, nothing wrong with smoking weed. But he's like, yo, next month, were you smoking a spliff? Don't smoke the whole spliff. Smoke half the spliff. Put it down. Save it for the next day or save it later on. You feel me? Don't smoke the spliff. Just take 4 or 5 puffs. Put it down. Go back to your grind. Move around. You feel what I'm saying? Get back in your swag, man. I love, I respect you. You like you that dude. You working on your business. You doing this and you working here, man. Keep doing your thing. But just get back in your swag. I want you to see you back on your thing, man. Like being RJ, like walking around the hallways, talking crap and smiling and making everybody be uplifted. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm always like, you know what I mean? High energy, turned up, wilding out, asking crazy questions. You know, making people laugh and smile, and you know what I mean. Like that was my vibe. But then when with burnout, boy, you ain't got nothing to give because you empty. So he's like, man, what's up? Like, so he had to give me some energy. You feel me? And then I had to start refueling myself. And I took that little note. I was like, all right, cool. I'm just take 2 draws, put that down, get back to the grind. And I mean,
you know what's,
I got back.
You know what's huge with that? You need to have somebody in your corner who knows who you are. Because if you could be in a burnout and people perceive you as your burnout, they didn't know the RJ before the burnout. So they can't even tell you that you're not like yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like when you have people who've known you for some time and seen you at your best, seen you at your worst, they know the difference. And they can see the fall off, they can see the come up. And they truthful about it. You know what I'm saying? Those are real people in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have that, then you can slide for a long time. You can slide for decades. A lot of people slide in that way. They can be burnt out for decades, and then they never move on what they need to move on. And something we talked about even before the show started, Kobe. You were bringing up what was about Kobe? You were bringing up again.
It was like his commitment to his promise that he made to himself, commitment to his time. He said, if I'm setting aside to do this, I'm gonna do it. No matter how I feel, no matter what's going on in my life, because I said I was gonna do it. I made that promise to myself.
And that's real, cause like those promises to yourself are personal contracts. And then if you respect your personal contracts, you will start to make progress in anything. Because you told yourself you're gonna do this, whether you say you can or you can't, you're right. And if you're making these personal contracts with yourself over and over again, you're telling yourself that you can, and you're going to continue to do. But when you start violating those personal contracts, it gets easier and easier to violate it with yourself. And it gets easier and easier to violate social contracts, like with your friends, your significant other, your family, your job, your whatever the case may be. You could just fall off with it. You know what I'm saying? And then now you're burnt out. Now you can't. Now you don't feel motivated. You can't be consistent. You just out of there. But it starts with those personal contracts and things that we start our day with. Well, I start my day with as well. I'm running, I'm praying, I'm reading. I tell myself that's what I need to do every day, and I respect that. You know, I do those small things. I mean, I feel accomplished. I did what I said I was going to do today. Just start the day. And then I go into the actual day where I get even deeper contracts with my clients, with my family, my friends, my fiance, my whatever I got going on. I already made commitments to them, and I'm going to respect those things too because I respect myself. You know what I'm saying? So you feel like you're in that rut, you burnt out, start to, even if it's the smallest thing, start to respect your personal contracts that you make with yourself and help to pull yourself out. But
that circle of success, man. You named you named these different people, but they all play different roles. Daryl Campbell, my homeboy, he's now a state rep doing this thing.
Let's go.
That's my dog.
Yeah.
Lily, that's my dog.
Yeah.
You know, but circle of success and being willing to listen, being humble. Yeah. He said something about his circle of success was called the gambit, or the gambit. Like, you know when you play football, you know what I'm talking about? What it's called? The gauntlet.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's go.
Yeah. He said that's what he called his circle success.
Let's get it.
He go to his gauntlet. Like whenever he got a certain type of decision to make, he go down his checks of his people that he called. Yeah. You know, and then if it's certain in career wise, he got his people that he called. Yeah. Personal stuff, he got his people that he called. He got his circle of success. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like that's important because those people could talk to you, and you gotta listen. You know what I mean? You gotta listen, but they gotta earn that spot.
Yes, sir.
They gotta earn that spot. Yeah. Can't nobody just come up to me and talk, oh, yo, you need to be doing this, that, and the third. We don't even talk on the regular. We don't have no relationship.
I don't even know you.
We don't have a relationship. Yeah. So that's number one. You gotta build. You gotta be respectable on both sides. Yeah. If we don't even talk. You don't never build with me. You don't never like. I don't even. You're not even. You know what I mean? Like
you got a wristband. I don't even know. Like,
yeah, you ain't got a wristband. You're not part of the crew. You know what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
But even with that though, I always still listen. You feel me? Because you don't never know who God gonna send a message to.
That's facts.
You feel what I'm saying? So like, I've been in a situation when I'm walking out the corner store and a lady say something that's crazy to me, and it's like profound. It's like, okay, that might be God, so I'm gonna just take whatever you know.
That's real. That's real.
I'm gonna just rock. I'm gonna just take it for what it's worth, and I'm gonna apply it how I want to apply it, and just keep it moving. But I feel like those are like super important. Yeah. When it comes to staying in there.
That's definitely huge. It's definitely huge, and it is tough as entrepreneurs, you know, to work out of a burnout because the work don't stop. And then at certain stages of entrepreneurship and business ownership, you might need to be fully present for things. Even if you get lucky, 60%, 70% present for operations and different things. And so when you get to that point and work don't stop, like what is it that you do to keep yourself going?
I always revert to the foundational things that because like everything that I did in that time period, that year and a half, that 2 year, was everything that my mom taught me as a child. You feel me? Write it down and make it plain. You feel me? Read your Bible, pray. My dad gave me a book. It's called Proverbs. Read one of these every day, no matter what day of the week. Oh, it's the 16th. Go to the 16th chapter. Yeah. I revert to the foundation, working out. You feel me? So what I do is I go make that personal contract, and I say no matter how busy I am, I'm gonna block out 2 hours just to walk, just to work out. Yeah. Not even rush my workout where it's like, oh, I got to get in an hour. Nah, I'm blocking out 2 hours just to start working out again. You feel me? I'm just making those personal contracts. Like I know I'm super busy this week or I'm gonna make a personal contract. I'm gonna wake up an hour early, and I'm gonna go work out. You feel what I'm saying? It's like that's where it starts. It starts with movement. Yeah. If you stay still, if you stay in that. If you stay here, boy, listen, you gotta understand, bro. I go through it. I deal with. Man, listen, I'm a black man, bro. I've been through a lot, bro, and I'm trying to be positive and trying to be impactful. I'm trying to make an impact. Yeah. So I have to know what to do to keep going and movement and being disciplined on my. All right, I'm making this contract. Yeah, got all this stuff, money, all this stuff coming in. That don't matter because if I can't operate, all that is gonna be gone. You feel me? So now I gotta make sure I could be in the best set to operate. So that goes back to like making sure I eat properly. Like, all right, I've been eating junk. I've been eating junk, and it ain't just what I've been eating. It's been what I've been watching. I've been watching junk. You feel me? I've been reading junk, watching junk, and been around junk, hanging around with junk.
Consuming it.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So now what I got to do is revert to, let me try and eat good today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna start there.
That's facts.
And then like before I start working out, bro, I go walk.
Yeah.
I walk it, and then I, you know what I mean, build it up. Just try to go back to the foundation, to the basics. That bro, like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Your parents was right, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. My mama was right. When my people was right, you feel me? They gave me the foundational, you know. And a lot of times, as young people, we feel like we're so smarter than them because we got all these technology and all this information and all these degrees and things like that. But they got the foundation. So that's what I kind of just revert to because it always starts right there. You feel me? So I don't know. What about you?
I mean, that foundation is real, you know, the core, and I call it the core, you know, getting back to the core of who I am. You got to make a decision or make some self-discovery. Who are you? And that's different for everybody else. And sometimes we might idealistically say the core of me is these big ideal things and I'm this person. You might not be, you know what I'm saying, at your core. You might want to work at those things so it becomes your core. But it might not be where you're at presently. But for me, like my core is, of course, the values that I have. My core is physical fitness. My core is being honest, having integrity. My core is intelligence, academics. My core is family. My core is love. My core is, of course, my faith. And just sticking to those things. So the times where I neglect those things, the times where I'm not cultivating those things or watering those things, that's when things fall off. You know, and forget the business, forget entrepreneurship, forget everything. Like, you're not gonna be happy. Like, you can win the whole world and everything, but the things that I described just now in my core, if I don't have those things, I don't got nothing. I can have $1 billion and be the only person on the yacht. I'm gonna have to probably drive it myself because I'm gonna cuss out the driver. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Now I'm in the middle of the ocean at a beautiful view, and for what? For who? You know what I'm saying? I could buy the best clothes, the best car, the best whatever, but if I'm the only person in there, if I'm not sharing it, nobody to laugh with, nobody to love with, nobody like, dang, a tragedy happens, I'm by myself. Who's gonna pick me up? You know, and there are times when I don't feel motivated, then what? I'm gonna really lose all the money. You know, so I'm really lose everything because I'm not gonna have the energy. I'm gonna be burnt out, you know, to give. You know, so you got to stick to those core things, and that helps to replenish you. Because this game, this entrepreneurship is a monster, and you got to find those things that keep you motivated. You know, and before we close out, I do want to say though, like, we coming from a place of some experience and some knowledge and things, but we don't know everything. You know, sometimes I know I could come across just, you know, these glasses, this law degree, I come across like I know everything. I do not know everything. I'm an expert at the law though. Don't get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know everything about life. I don't know everything about entrepreneurship. But we here to discuss, we're here to grow, we're here to share our experiences and get to the formula, dog.
Nah, 100%, man. And that's I respect you for that because that's what it is, man. You got to stay humble, stay hungry out here, you know. So yeah, man, that's the formula right there, you know.
Yes, sir. So thanks again for listening to the Formula Podcast. Stay motivated and don't forget the constant
is you.
There it is.
Peace.